Smoking hot coffee. Smoking hot coffee. Smoking hot coffee. Smoking hot coffee.
Hello everybody, my name is Amol Patel. I'm in Los Angeles. You're watching the Smoking Hot Coffee Show, where we cover internet startups, marketing, monetization, and design. I'm joined with...
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Pelton, and I'm down here in San Diego.
And you can reach Jeff at @Comster, and you can reach me at @Amol_Patel. So Jeff, here we are, cranking along, Cup 33. How you feeling today?
33, it's great.
We missed yesterday, but so even though we're technically one down, we're still cranking along. I think over a couple of months now, right? Month and a half?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've been, I think that was the first one we've missed really since we've started. So
Yeah.
we've been on a pretty good 5-week rampage.
We're still cranking along. So since the first day of the week, at least for us for the show, let's cover our stats. So we're at 717 aggregate views so far, Jeff. We're moving. I think the last time I looked, it was like 500 or 600. Now we're at 700. So definitely people are watching. That's great,
Yeah,
right?
it's exciting. It's a good number.
It's awesome.
We're not far from 1,000. That'll be a big day.
Yeah, that'll be a very big day for us. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Please continue watching and send us your suggestions and comments.
Yeah, I really like the cover photos you've been uploading. You can see all the thumbnails now, for at least the past 5 there. Do you think that's helping? Is that adding to the, the value or the quality?
That's a very good question, Jeff. It's hard to know. It's hard to know if our thumbnails are really helping. I mean, we can kind of... I think the thumbnails are helping because overall I see every time we launch a show, we start to get views pretty quickly. It used to take a little bit longer. But I definitely think that our thumbnails are standing out. And we didn't have that option when we first opened the channel on YouTube. But now that we do, we're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I think it looks great, personally. So
I do know that in the past, having sexy ladies in the thumbnail increases the hits. So if there are any women out there that want to lend us their cleavage shot, please send it over, and we will throw it into the poster. Sexy shots always work, Jeff. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually just telling you I was watching a Vice video on the Reply Girls on YouTube. It's a very interesting marketplace, and the value of thumbnails is quite high.
So what is this, Reply Girls?
Reply Girl. Yeah, I don't know. They kind of were following a specific girl.
There it is. There's a cleavage shot right there, Jeff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so you see the Reply Girl in the turquoise.
There's Dear Reply Girl.
The one at the bottom. Yeah, you see the Vice. So I was watching that Vice video.
Reply to the Reply Girls.
Saying how basically these, girls will just reply to videos on YouTube with their cleavage shots.
Right.
And guys click on them just because the thumbnail. And so they end up getting traffic and ad dollars. And so she was paying her phone bill, she said, to start out. And,
is that right?
Was making money off of it. But then I think Google changed the algorithm or took away some of the game that they were playing, but there it is.
I love this thumbnail. We've got the shut up over the Reply Girl. That's funny. Reply to the Reply Girls. I also like the arrow in case it wasn't very clear. That's so
check out the cleavage.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, so it works, but I don't know. Unfortunately, neither you nor I have the
we don't have the goods.
Skin for it, but
yeah, we definitely don't have the goods. All right, so with that, let's start with our first startup. Let me set the timer here. Cube Sensors. Cube Sensors. Let's see. Whoops, cancel. I'm not doing this right.
Don't delete that.
Yeah. Improving indoor living. Okay, so we've got an iPhone here. Improving indoor living. You've changed your diet. You're exercising. It's time to improve your environment. Reserve your cubes now. Whoa! So what is this? Is this a sensor?
I thought you would love this. We have a long-running conversation about, the price of sensors ultimately plummeting to nearly nothing.
Right.
And the fact that we'll be tracking everything, right? Haven't you always told me that you desperately want to track every time you flush the toilet and, all of those sorts of nonsensical kind of things
I want to
crazy today, but...
I want to track like how long I've been sitting in my car before I let it, leave the garage. I want to track how many flushes. I want to track, my sleeping habits, the bed, lights. I want to track all these fun things.
How much time you spend on the couch.
How much time I want to spend on the couch. Just these interesting little things,
Yeah.
Basically, what I want is something that I can spray or some kind of spray thing where I can just spray it on something, and then in about 2 months, I can see this beautiful infographic showing me the trend line for whatever I sprayed on. And whatever I'm tracking... So anyways, so
let's get back to this. This one says that they can increase productivity up to 15% by changing the lights and temperature when notified.
Really?
Yeah. So do you see that? That's on one of the slides at the top. I mean, so that's the sort of
okay.
I guess impact that we're going to get from the Cube sensor.
Okay. So this thing will monitor air quality, air conditioning. What else does it do, Jeff? Understand when and why people feel drowsy? How does it figure that out?
All right, so at the top it says Cube sensors are small, cordless, and connected devices that continuously measure temperature, humidity, noise, light, air quality, and barometric pressure for every room.
Wow.
And they can even pick up unwanted vibrations that shake up your building. Wow, so you can imagine if you put one of these in each room, you can start to draw a real picture of a workspace or...
I think it's very cool. I'm very impressed with the user interface. I mean, this is beautifully designed. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I'm a big fan of topography and lovely type and grids and color and all that. And they're really doing a great job of isolating the key metrics and not overwhelming with all this random data that you may not be interested in, at least from this screen from what I'm seeing here. Beautiful and simple. That's the most important thing, is how do you make all this data elegant and clean. And at the bottom here, Jeff, we've got a price, $249.
Yeah, I love it. So another one-pager with the pricing thing at the bottom.
Yeah. And so
we
don't have
two
to
options here. Usually we'd see 3 or something. But
we don't have to hunt around. We don't have to email them. We don't have to
you don't have to click, right? You just have to scroll.
Yeah, you don't have to scroll.
So
we don't have to click. Exactly.
$250 for 2 cubes with a base station.
And there's a $10 reservation payment. Look at that. That's very interesting, and it is refundable, so you can at least try it out. So there's a clear reasons for buying this. I think they do kind of explain, maybe improving comfort and keeping people not drowsy during meetings or whatever, and increasing productivity. It's very neat. So with that, I'd like to get into rating this from a design perspective. I definitely give it a 4. It looks like it's beautifully designed. If I can even do the 4. I can't even do the 4, Jeff. There it goes. Originality, 4 again. I don't think I've seen anything more original than this. I've seen other sensors, but I don't think anybody does air. Survival. So, Jeff, survival. What do you think, Jeff?
I'm just saying I love the sensor space, but they need to market the use cases, which is something I probably always say, but I kind of can get an idea of what it can do for me, but it's going to come down to the edge cases. Like, it can tell me the humidity, but how am I going to adjust the humidity? Is it going to tap into my air conditioning, and like how is it going to what does this look like in my day-to-day life?
Well, so I think I completely agree with you. Use cases is a big one. I also think $200 to get a taste, $200 plus to get a taste, is a little bit of a high barrier for me personally. Obviously, they can split test this, and there's a lot of people that are very sensitive to air. I'm not one of those guys. I know there's some people that have a lot of allergies and stuff that maybe $200 is very little for them. So that's an issue for me. If there was a great way for us to sample it, if there's a $20 monthly thing and we could try it out and play with it, that'd be great. Just getting people to play around with this stuff and to try it is always the hurdle. Marketing, I'm not seeing any branding partners or any partners that are maybe affiliated with people that are into air quality or whatever. I don't know if there's any organizations, allergyfighters.org or something.
To your point about the pricing real quick, I noticed they did the $10 reservation payment. I think that's kind of a Kickstarter-y type way to get people committed. They're only going to get people that are interested. So I think it's a neat way actually for them to get proof that people want it at that price.
Yeah.
Because if no one commits the $10, then maybe they are bit, outside our price range maybe, but.
So they do have a lower price point to get in there, and that's good. I'm glad they're doing that. All right, so here we are at Close.io by Elastic, whatever that is, and Sales Communication Refined. All right, so
Redefined.
it looks like redefined. Yeah, so we've got like sort of a dashboard here where we've got sort of a panel here describing a company, and there's some description and opportunities. So this looks like a Salesforce type CRM thing, right, Jeff?
Right.
And I guess I can figure out an incoming call, and there's some information on who this person is. Make more calls. Make and receive with just one click. I like one click. I'm a big fan of one click everything. No more manual data entry. Yes, we don't want to manual data entry anything. Lead activity pops up. Say no to data entry. They mentioned that again. For salespeople, by salespeople. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Very strong vertical.
So let me ask you real quick, your first reaction. I mean, is there room for this, or has Salesforce kind of taken care of this problem? I haven't used it myself in quite a while.
I think in specific verticals like Salesforce, the vertical Salesforce is in, tools for salespeople, there's always room. In my humble opinion, I know they're the big players and it's saturated or whatever, but depending on how you onboard people, depending on what the user interface looks like and your special sauce, in my opinion, there's always ways to iterate and always ways to improve on a competitor's product. So in that area, I agree, there's room. But the question is how much is their cost per acquisition? I mean, if it's really competitive, maybe it's like $30 per click. I don't know what their CPCs are.
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't used any of these tools myself recently, but I was just comparing to see, is this competitive with Salesforce? And yeah, if so, maybe that's a huge challenge. But like you said, I think there's probably room.
There's always room, especially in mature.
And that's and I think that's why they're focusing on being redefined. They're kind of taking a fresh cut at it, I hope.
Yeah. This is a common problem. Salespeople need data quickly. They don't want to add additional information always all the time. So I definitely think there's room for that. Different sales people have different workflows. Maybe they have a different way of attacking that, possibly. And they have they've got a grid here, $60 a month, 59 rather, 99 and 149. So what do you think, Jeff? Is 59 a little too steep? Just about right? What do you think?
I'd have to get in and try all the features, I guess, but at least we could try it for free for a couple weeks and find out if it's worth it. So
I do like that. They've got a freemium thing or a free trial thing going. I can sign up. There's no credit card required. We love that. That removes that friction, and we can at least start importing our contacts in. The trick is once you've got people importing things in and trying it out, they get more vested into it. The longer a person's vested into it, the more they're willing to pay the $60, and then you got a good shot at keeping them.
Yeah, so if I start using it and I put some data in here and actually have customers on the, in the system, I'm probably going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Else I'd have to move them. But so the only thing that I would critique that I would find interesting is in the marketing is maybe angling it not for just salespeople, but just like customer management in general. Like I feel like this sort of tool could be more useful to, instead of competing head to head with maybe what's existing, find new customers that need this tool but don't know it yet.
Okay.
Maybe smaller businesses.
That's a great idea. So what you're saying is maybe targeting to different markets that maybe the Salesforce are kind of missing, possibly. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's a really powerful tool for them, but it might be also for other smaller use cases.
Okay. And Jeff, in your opinion, are you a big fan of this one pager?
Yeah, this looks pretty clean. Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's got everything I think we look for. Wow, it's got the contact form at the bottom, the pricing on the same page. Big, beautiful screenshot. They don't have a lot of deceptive kind of moving around or sometimes you see screenshots that aren't very full of information. That just kind of fake trick you out. Right. But no, it looks like these guys are beyond beta, and it looks like they actually have the product working. So
yeah, and I like the different views that they've got. Basically tags in a sense. Recently called, have called, never called. It's very cool. This looks like a great product. I definitely think there's a huge market for this. If they can just get if they can just iterate and come up with some unique features that the other guys don't have, then they'll be fine. I think they can carve out a nice niche for themselves. All right, so with that, let's start rating these guys. Beautifully designed. Give it a 4. Not terribly original, but we'll see. 3, Survival. Okay, well, they're in the sales area, so they should know more than anybody what it takes to survive. They can get a couple of big customers on board to switch over from Salesforce or something. They'll do just fine. I mean, how many people do you think you would need on the payroll to keep iterating the product? What, about 5 or 6 engineers, right? Something like that. What do you think?
Oh no, not even.
Yeah, maybe 3,
5, 6 engineers. Yeah, you only need a couple good engineers at the most.
And probably keep iterating the product, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think if they got a couple of big customers, they can probably cover their nut and and just wait it out and build their client base. So, all right. So with that, I think that comes to a close. Jeff, do you want to add anything?
No, it's just as always, thanks guys for subscribing to us on YouTube. Hover over, Mool, show them the subscribe button on the website and remind everyone all the different channels there that they can subscribe to, which are YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and the rest of them. So,
I'm sorry.
And don't forget to come to the website and add your startup and review the ones that we have been as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's go to the home page. Here we are on the home page. So you want me to show you show people to subscribe?
Yeah, we've got
right?
all these channels that people can subscribe to. The iTunes audio podcast. We have it available via BitTorrent. We're on Stitcher. I don't have that link there, but we're also on Tumblr, Twitter, Google Plus, and have the raw RSS feed.
Yeah.
So again, you guys should come to the site though and interact with it as well.
Yeah. So please, we look forward to your suggestions, and we need it. Actually, we don't know what you guys like or don't like. So far, people are watching, so we're doing something right. But if you don't like anything about the show, or if things that could be improved, or startups we're not covering, please add to the show. Subscribe. Tell anybody who'll be willing to listen.
Please take a second to leave a comment in the YouTube under the YouTube video, and we'll definitely read it.
Yep. So with that, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
All right. See you next time on More.